What's going on, YouTube? My name is Jay, last name Mo. Thank you for tuning into Evo TV in this episode of Sneaker News. We highly appreciate it. If you do like this content, please hit that like and that subscribe button. Also, check us out at evobrandclothing.com. We're a motivational sneaker influence clothing brand, and we drop these videos every Sunday, so please hit that bell also so you can see every time that we upload. Thank you again, and let's get right into it. Alright, so starting off, I'm going to just give you a quick recap on some different things we already discussed in last week's episode of Sneaker News. First off, on yesterday, Saturday, January 11th, we did have the reverse He Got Games that dropped. Like I said, these shoes are very nice, but they did not sell out as I had already predicted. So if you absolutely need them, go ahead and grab them. But if you don't have to have them immediately, wait on them. You'll be able to catch them on a steal. I guarantee you they will be lingering on store shelves for the next few weeks. Also, just to add to what we already discussed about in our previous episode of Sneaker News, this week on January 16th, we do have two shoes dropping for all the hoopers out there. We have the Why Not .3s. These are the joints you always see Russell Westbrook hooping in that play for the Houston Rockets. You also have the Jordan 34 in a white iridescent colorway. So these have some nice color changing effects going on with them. Very nice, very, very, very nice from what I see from the pictures. If I did still hoop, I would definitely cop me a pair, but I ain't played since I tore my ACL back a few years ago. From what I hear, the technology in these new shoes is getting pretty outrageous. So for all my hoopers, we got a couple items for you dropping this week also. Alright, so now let's get into some pairs that people actually want to talk about. Let's talk about the retros that are releasing. On this upcoming Saturday, January 18th, we do have the black satin Air Jordan 1s. These shoes feature a black leather trim all the way around, as well as satin panels on the toe, sides, and rear section, along with red accents on the wings logo, as well as the Nike logo on the front tongue. These shoes are very nice from what I've seen. I've seen a few people that got a hold of them early, but as I mentioned, do not overpay. These are going to be just like the Jordan He Got Games. They will be on shelves. They will not sell out first day. You can probably catch these for a nice steal probably about 2 weeks after they release. I guarantee you. So just be patient on it, and these are easy cop. Alright, so now that we've gone over some of the more calm, chill, relaxed, boring releases, let's get into something a little bit more exciting. We're finally getting to my favorite release of the month, the Jordan 13 Chinese New Year's. As I mentioned in the previous video, these colors are crazy. They are definitely out of the ordinary, so you'll for sure stand out. These will not hit sales racks. I repeat, these will not hit sales racks. Like, I highly, highly doubt they will. Anytime the Chinese New Year shoes drop out, they always have something a little bit special going on with them, so people usually tend to pick them up pretty quick. You might be able to find a couple that'll slip off in the outlets, not because they did not sell, but just because some people might get the shoe, it not be what they're expecting, and they go back and return it. So if you do happen to find a pair, I definitely recommend copping. As of right now, it does not look like there's much, if any, resale value on these shoes at all. When I checked StockX, prices were pretty much hovering probably about $20 to $30 over retail, which, as I mentioned, it's really not any room to play there, especially if you're going off of StockX prices and they take their fees out of them. But the collectors will be on top of these trying to scoop a pair. So if you want them, don't sleep. I repeat, don't sleep on these because they will be gone right from under your nose if you wait too long. So now that we added a little bit of flair back into the mix, let's go back to the basics. The Jordan 4 Black Cats are set to release on the 25th, which is just 2 weeks from now. Previously on the last episode, I did mention that there were talks and rumors about this date being pushed back to February, but based on all the early pairs that I'm seeing, it looks like the 25th is going to be a solid date on these. But let me tell you right now, a lot of people are trying to sell these for $300 to get them early. In my personal opinion, $100 over retail is not worth it on these. I repeat, it is not worth it on these. These shoes are going to retail at $200, so after tax you'll be looking at about $220. I guarantee you these are going to do the same thing as the Cool Gray 4s and sit on shelves due to this massive amount of stock that's going to be available, and you'll probably be able to catch them in a few months at outlets in large quantities. Although these are a shoe that people are looking forward to, it's not a shoe that people are just considering a must-have and are willing to overpay for. It's just not that crucial with this pair. So as I mentioned, be patient. As I always say, patience is a virtue, and you'll be able to snag a pair of these for probably around the 160 to 150 range, maybe even a little bit less potentially from some outlets. But 160 to maybe 170, 150 being on the low end, these should be yours easy. So switching it up here for a second, on the 25th, so this goes right along with the black cats that are dropping, Yeezy is also releasing another 350 V2, this time named the Yashaya. I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. To be honest, Yeezy be getting crazy with some of these names, so I'm not 100% sure. But they are releasing on the 25th as mentioned. We've seen very similar colors in this same style shoe, so it's really nothing new, but it is what it is. Adidas and Kanye have created the ultimate hype machine. So no matter what they release, it's always going to sell out within just a couple of days, or even, of course, immediately. Adidas already knows this, so they pretty much take the same shoe, release a very, very, very similar color, and then label it as something else and get more money out of people. Jordan brand, they might come out with the shoe in 2010 and then come back and re-release it in 2015, and people are always going to buy it. But it's a 5-year gap, so you've had a chance to wear the first pair, mess them up, beat them up, and now you're ready for another pair. But Adidas and Ye have created this crazy hype machine to where they release pretty much 99% exact shoes that they already released with a different name, and it always sells out, never fails. I don't understand it. As y'all already know, I'm not an Adidas guy. Although the shoe is nice, for whatever reason, I just can't get behind it. I just can't. But that's just my personal opinion. So let us know down in the comments if you plan on copying these, or if you already have some of the other similar colorways. Alright, so I do need to apologize for something. I apologize for giving you some of these releases over and over for the last few episodes, but I do still want to keep you updated. As you know, December had a heat wave of dope sneakers come out. January is a little bit dry, so it is what it is. We working what we got. But I do have some good news for you. For all of the Jordan 5 fans out there, JB has decided to bless us with a new Jordan 5 colorway on the 30th of January, which is the last day of the month. I believe the 30th is the last day. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But anyways, it's coming close to the very end of the month. JB has decided to bless us with the Oil 5s. I'm not sure where that name comes from, but it is what it is. These shoes feature an icy white sole. Yes, I said an icy white sole with a white midsole and black teeth, along with a very dark bluish, little purplish hue upper, and blue accent stitching all the way around, as well as black on the netting, side netting, as well as tongue and the Jumpman. The good news is we're getting something new, we're getting something fresh. The bad news is if you were above a 10.5 in men's, you are SOL. Sorry to tell you. But these are actually going to be a women's release. Shout out to the ladies. Shout out to Jordan Brand for taking care of them. So if you wear anything above a 10.5 men's, your size is most likely going to be, it's going to be a go size. I've never really heard of a size 13 women's. I've seen a very, 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 very few pair of women Jordans that came in a size 13. Usually 12 is the cutoff. So if you wear a 10.5 and down, you're going to be good. But, it's always a but. But, be sure that if you want these shoes, you try to get them on that first day, at latest probably 2 or 3 days after. Because a lot of the people that want them, they're going to go snag those larger sizes and only thing that's going to be left is like a size 9 to like a 8 and down in women's, which at that point you're pretty much in grade school sizes. So the conversion from women to men's is a size and a half. So a size 12 women is a 10 and a half men. A size 11 women is a size 9 and a half men. A size 10 women's is an 8 and a half. So as we know, everything below that, you're pretty much getting into the very, very, very small sizes, and most men are not going to wear those. So if you're looking to get these, be sure to keep an eye out, be sure to find out who's going to get them, and be sure to go ahead and grab them up, because these in the larger sizes will not be slept on because there are very limited quantities. Most stores will only get one size 10, 11, and 12 usually. Some stores won't even get them at all. The 10 or even a 9 might be their largest size. So be sure to keep an eye out for them. I'm looking forward to seeing these in person, and hopefully Jordan has a banger for the women. All right, so last but not least, I just wanted to finish off today's episode of Sneaker News with these newly released images of the Dior Jordan 1 lows, keyword lows, that were released on the first time I saw them was about yesterday or day before. Either way, we've already seen images of the highs that are expected to drop in April. This picture of the lows came about, like I said, just the end of this past week, and it has people talking, has a few numbers circulating. But these are a nice shoe, but as I mentioned earlier, it's always a but. They gonna cost you about $2,000 for the highs. Yes, I said that. $2,000. That's 2 with 3 zeros behind it. The price is ridiculous. Obviously, these are Dior's, so they have that designer name behind them. Me personally, I don't think that justifies the price. They're the same Jordan 1 high that we've had hundreds of times over, but they just have the name on there. I personally don't think they're using any kind of limited or exclusive or special materials on these. But of course, they set the price for whatever they want to set it for. Either way, like I said, the shoe is okay, but it does not justify the price tag. As of now, from what I've heard, there's expected to be roughly about 8,000 of the highs released and about 5,000 of the lows released. So very limited quantities. I'm sure we'll be hearing coming closer to release date as far as, just more information on them, what's going to be the price on the lows, because as of right now, we don't know. And we can kind of see what will happen. Some of these have been selling on StockX for upwards of $20,000, $30,000, which, hey, if you just balling like that, do what you do. I ain't no hater. Go for it, like 100%. All right, guys. So I'm sad to say that this has been the end of another episode of Sneaker News. But on the flip side, we will be back next Sunday, so be sure to check us out. Also, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at EV0_brand. That's at EV0_brand. We would definitely appreciate your support, as well as check us out on our website at evobrandclothing.com. With that being said, please remember, every day above ground is a great day, but every day above ground with dope kicks is even better. Once again, my name is Jay, last name Mo. Peace.